All right, it's okay. We can bring this back. There's no reason. We can salvage this. I knew I could find it. Hey guys, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I will say though, it's a trying time for me right now. I've been slowly kind of getting my sleep schedule worked a little bit, and unfortunately, right? So when I record these late episodes, my sleep schedule has been so bad that I still feel a little wired and jazzed. But right now, I'm not. Okay? I tried to do this a bit earlier, but I just wasted 2 hours of my life. Had everything set down. I got a few minutes into the podcast, but then my dad was selling some freaking big piece, and he needed me to go and help carry this thing for a sweet, innocent old lady. And she was supposed to be there. A few minutes. Bang. So I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. And I have this watch and everything. So I'm even checking the time, dude. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And then he keeps texting the person, trying to figure out when it's going to happen. Waiting. Minutes. And I can't come down and do the podcast. I can't go and do anything. Can't leave the house. I can't, I'm just stuck here waiting for this lady for almost two hours, dude. Okay? Nothing against the elderly, but why you so late? So I'm not really that upset or really that mad, but I'm trying to get mad. That way I can kind of wake something up. But what a waste of time, dude. You know how many hours are in a day? Not that many. And to waste 2 of them just sitting by the door like a dog waiting for its owner. It's frustrating. I'm not going to lie to you. All right? Just kind of, honestly, ruined my night a little bit. But I'm gonna climb back out of this hole and explain to you just how awesome life truly is. So we're going to get back on the track, okay? Some things take you down. Some things ruin all that's good in your life, all right? I'm an impatient guy. It's not that big of a deal, but impatience, it's buried deep within me, okay? Things can go wrong all the time. But waiting around for nothing? That really does. It strikes a freaking out-of-tune chord in my heart, and it hurts. Now, rewind back to what I said about sleep schedules. I recently got to shoot a commercial. It was loads of fun, but it was an early shoot, and I had to wake up very early, and I had to get in my Sunday's best, even though it was a Tuesday, and I had to get ready. Now, the issue with getting up very early is that my sleep schedule was not that great, right? So I slept about 3 hours. Yeah, so I was severely exhausted, and I told you I'm trying not to drink energy drinks, right? We know this. I want to be a safe and healthy boy. But when you feel like you have to perform and put on a show, it's not like the podcast where it's my own, it's my own doom, right? If I don't do this well because I'm tired now, then hey, that's on me. Kind of the old lady, but mostly me, right? I made sure that I was going to be lively and energetic for such an early shoot for someone who didn't have enough sleep. So I get this energy drink, and I'm saving it because I don't know how long it's going to last or when it'll kick in, but I'm just bringing it with me, right? So for whatever reason, by the grace of God, I put on the clothes I was supposed to wear to this commercial, right? I had the attire already set and everything, so I have some backup pieces in my bag, and I go to set it in my car, right? Bright and early, not bright and early, it's dark and early, the sun's not even out yet. I set it in the front seat, and I don't know what happened, okay? If just sin had overtaken the world, but for some reason, just blows up, right? In the little side water holding pouch, just it starts spraying. When you just poke a little hole, it's spraying the steering wheel, the windshield, the chairs, the seats. All the clothes in my bag are soaked, except for luckily the ones that I'm wearing, and it's just gone. So I chuck it out and I just throw it into the woods. It's still there. I need to go pick that up because I don't want to litter. But yeah, I was so bummed, and I tried to be as good as I can be under pressure, but I didn't do anything about it. I just dissected the situation. I looked around. Everything was soaking wet and sticky and unfortunate, and I just said, do I have enough time to deal with this? And I said that out loud, and I thought, nah. And I just got in the car, sticky freaking wheels, and I went about my business. But I was very tired, and now my only freaking potion of energy was gone. Okay, all I could do was feel it in my hands. It was a horrible morning. I won't lie to you, but at least it kind of corrected my sleep schedule for the time being. Again, that sucks because we're at a fault now. You guys are witnessing the tail end of my great heroic progress at life, but that's the old lady's fault. I was going to take the accountability for that, but you know what? Screw her, okay? Again, nothing against the elderly, but if you're going to say you're going to be somewhere, be somewhere, all right? We're going to be there in a few minutes. Actually, we're going to go get gas. Okay, now we're going to be there. Actually, no, we forgot. We don't even have the money. We're going to go get the money. Okay, actually, it's a small place, small town. When you say, hey, I'm in the town, it doesn't mean 2 hours, okay? I can run across it in about 5. So, anyways, it was a load of fun. It was trying because I was tired. What did help keep me awake, though, is that I had to go to the bathroom. It was a bit of a drive to get to set. And we all know I'm a proactive guy, okay? Which sucks because I could have taken the time to actually clean up and make the situation driving there a little bit less stressful. But I didn't because I value being on time more than I do being comfortable, I guess. So I didn't go to the restroom, and I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I get there because I got to go so bad. So they gave us a parking place to go, and I ignored it. I pulled into a freaking Salvation Army place. There was no parking allowed, but I did it anyway because I had to go to the bathroom. I run up to this building, and would you believe it, dude? I got there so early, okay? Lady, take notes. I got there so early that the production wasn't there yet. So now I'm standing, okay, again, the sun is just beginning to crest in the sky. I'm standing on a corner in the middle of a city. It's bustling, and I have to go to the bathroom so bad I can't get inside, and I'm just, again, looking at the watch, dude. The watch is coming handy, not really for anything other than making sure that other people aren't where they're supposed to be, but I was only like 20 minutes early. They should have been there, really, let's be honest. But I had to go so bad, and they were like, hey, we're just getting the text. Yeah, you guys, you freaking take your time. No worries, dude. I was wearing nice clothes. God forbid I was going to wet myself in them. Not that they aren't ready. We're a little sticky and wet, but I was very uncomfortable. Great set experience. It was awesome. It was thebomb.com, guys. Won't even lie to you. People are great. People are always fun. I had broccoli cheddar soup from Panera. Had never had that before. I was talking to someone there, and they just about fell out of their seat when I said that. So I realized, dude, I'm very uncultured when it comes to even just the local food chains, okay? I don't know much other than cereal, but dadgummit, do I make a mean bowl of Rice Krispies. So, anyways, that just happened. I actually still have the makeup on my face. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to fall asleep good tonight, but if you're wondering why I look so handsome, okay, it's not because I drank a lot of water, even though clearly I did, because I had to, you're right, but they did me up right. So that's what's going on in my life right now, man. I would love to be one of these people who just doesn't consider anyone else or their time or what's going on, but I'm not, and much of a detriment to myself. I got there, and I just about had a public urination violation. But it's cool, dude. It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. So what's going on in the world, dude? Football is back. We celebrate this. We've talked about it. It's so good. The Browns played their first game. They got whooped their first game, and it's depressing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. You wake up with so much hope. It's kind of like being a kid on Christmas, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to find out what Santa brought me. I'm gonna have my whole list, everything that I got. I can't, the possibilities are endless. And then you run down the stairs to find out you're Jewish. There is no Santa, and it's nothing's happening, okay? They get whooped. Nothing exists except for bummed outedness, and I was it was exactly that. I was bummed out. And so, you know what, as the eternal optimist, I'm going to be hopeful for next week, but that's how football is, dude. It's just a series of sadness, you know? It's like hurdles keep coming, but you know that you can't jump over them, so you just have to keep, ow, and then by the time you're done with it, you're like, I kind of miss it. So as far as abusive relationships go, the Browns they're fun, man. I don't know what it is, right? There's got to be some psychological thing behind it because it really is like that. I've never had an abusive ex, but I imagine it would feel the same way. You're like, oh, I just really hope that things will work out, even though nothing's like I'm not getting any positive signs here. So, right. So I'm pretty stoked about football. Everybody else, it's a political world, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It's getting very heated as we near the end of this whole thing. Here's what I'll say. I don't want to have another 2020 incident, okay? On top of anything, whatever kind of opinions you have, I just don't want to have another 2020 where we go, my lifetime friends, you're done. You're cut out because now we've been opposing sides, right? We didn't just pick them, but now, oh gosh, or they're on this, or families are being divided. I don't like this, okay? This whole ending lifelong relationships and friendships and everything that's been going on because of politics, okay, is bananas. Now, if they're Steelers fans, I get it, but this is just, look, political opinions, right? It's just, it's rooted in fear, okay? So have a little compassion. People fear for their rights or for their others, and people just, on both sides, you guys both think you knew what's right and how to run the country. Now, spoiler alert, you're both wrong. Nobody knows. So let's not try and cut each other out and have everything blow up again. But I see it. It's already happening. People are typing on Facebook, "Can you believe he or she said this?" And I can't wait if you do. You know what? It's fine to disagree. You can have discussions, but I don't like watching all the hatred. But you know what? Feel free. Who am I to say there's no hatred in the world? I'm going to say I disapprove, okay? And if you don't want me staring and glaring back at you with disapproving eyes, then tighten it up, all right? I'm a fool, okay? Just a joyful idiot, okay? I should not be spitting out wisdom, and make no mistake, it is full of wisdom, I'm saying. But, yeah, guys, just be better, okay? Just be better. Also, to tail on to that, regardless of who you vote for, okay, if you take in the endorsements for voting is a insane thing, I would like to say when I was younger, we didn't know who was voting for who, but when I was younger, there was internet, but I kind of grew up as it was ramping up, and Twitter, now everybody only talks about who they support and what this is. The thing is, dude, whether all your favorite athletes are voting for Trump or Taylor Swift is voting for Harris, I didn't want to say her name. It doesn't matter, okay? If you're voting based on who someone you like is voting for, I don't think you should be voting, okay? Because somebody can throw a football really far. It's cool. It's great. Fantastic. Whatever. Or she's a billionaire and one of the greatest musicians of all time. Hey, what does that have to do with, what, it doesn't apply, all right? You should be voting, if you're going to take an endorsement, maybe, I don't know, if you could have a favorite politician somehow. I don't care, all right? I think that's the bottom line, and that's why it doesn't make any sense to me. I think I should start caring, but I haven't gotten there yet, and I feel like I'm so out of touch. But still, dude, the debate just happened, right? And everyone's constantly talking, did you hear the thing about the cat? She's talking about they're going back for us. I don't care, okay? Dude, and America is so twisted and caring about who should this and this or that. You know what? You're right. It doesn't matter. You know what does matter? My fantasy football team lost by 35 points, okay? 2 of my starters out, and I don't know when they're going to return. I picked Christian McCaffrey #1 overall, and I don't know when he's coming back. They're saying it might be months, okay? So I don't care what your policies or what you think is right or how you're going to run the country. Whoever's in the spinny chair in the Oval Office don't matter to me. But you know what does matter? How I'm supposed to get to the top of the waiver order, because all the good players are getting taken, and I'm done for, and I'm screwed. That's what matters, all right? None of this freaking, I don't know what's going on in the world, okay? And it doesn't matter. This is what matters, right? So if there was a government fantasy team, then maybe I would start caring about politics. That would be fun, like, oh, how many policies did you get finished up today? Oh, how many times did you get fact checks? I'm like, oh, I got them. I could get interested then. right? But there's no betting. There's no way to be invested. Oh, I'm just supposed to care about the outcome of the country? No, dude. I don't know. Nothing changes unless nothing changes, right? And I don't even know what that means, but people say it all the time, and I'm told it makes sense. Don't know, because nothing I say ever has, so I'm just going to take their word for it. So anyways, regardless of who you're voting for, my main point is treat people and love people, compassion, empathy, all the good qualities, regardless of I did this, like we all know, right? You could be dead set in your ways on this makes sense, what he's saying here and everything. They're like, but what about this thing that actually backtracks all of that? You go, oh, well, I didn't realize that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I need to stop talking about it because I it doesn't make any sense. But I'm not really talking about politics. I'm talking about people, okay? In fact, I do get politics. I've secretly known about it all this long. But you know what I don't get? People. You guys are insane. And I you don't even deserve my beautiful and very knowledgeable political opinions. You're just not ready for them, okay? Until you guys can treat each other with respect, I will not lay the fountain of knowledge that I definitely have on me. So back to my own life, okay? Speaking of being late and people not prioritizing time and, my time specifically, I went to AutoZone, okay, today. And I was picking up a $9 part that I'd ordered online. And I got the whole email. It says, take this email. It's ready to pick up. We'll scan it. We got the code. Everything's going to be smooth sailing. I do this all the time when I order because I think it's more convenient to just go, right, gone. It makes that cool wind sound, everything. But this time, I walk in there with the order and I say, this is my thing. Scan it. This is ready for pickup. And he gets this little scanner and he goes, wait a minute. He puts the scanner back. I'm like, what? What do you mean, wait a minute? What could have I possibly done wrong by showing you the barcode that you are meant to scan? He goes, give me a second. And he walks over to this crane, where they got all these pieces, and he's sliding open there. It makes a whole echoing sound. And he's diggling around here for minutes and minutes on end. And I'm like right next to him just watching it, but it's like, he's not making any eye contact as if I can't see him. I'm like, where is it? So I'm waiting. Eventually he comes back and he says, I can't find it. And I go, I noticed. So what am I supposed to do, right? Because you told me that it was here and then I could come pick it up. So sort of at a stalemate. So then he's like, 1 second, I'll get somebody else. And he brings in another coworker. And now this guy, he's like, I'll go check on it. And he's, they're sliding the things open. There's still nothing there. I'm like, right, he did that before. No, it wasn't there. So this goes on, okay, for about 30 to 40 minutes, and they keep checking the same doors. There's 2 of them, right? I could see with my own eyes. And they keep checking the same 2 doors, and each person that they bring in just doesn't believe the guy they checked. He's like, oh, I see what the problem is. You have bad eyes, huh? So they check. I kid you not. Every employee that is in this AutoZone is now standing in front of me, waiting and watching the next guy to check, like it's a competition. And there are now 9 of them, okay? 2 of them are managers. They even have the gray shirts and all, but most of them are in the red flannels or the red polos. And we're sitting there waiting, and they're like, yeah, we just don't know. I'm like, I gathered, again, do you want me to go? Is it just not here? Like, we need some sort of confirmation because, again, this watch is coming too much in a handy hand and arm and wrist. I'll work on it. But I sat there, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And I said, maybe you need to scan the thing or something, and maybe that'll tell you where the code's at. And they're like, we don't know what that means. And I was like, okay. So then they start getting on the computer. Whole line, right? Everyone's got a laptop. It said that they ordered it online. They say they paid it, but it also says that someone else came and got it and ordered a different pickup, but didn't have it. So I don't know what's the serial number. And he's asking me what the serial number is. I was like, I don't know. I don't have the product. I only have the email that you gave me. And so they're going back and forth and asking each other, you have this number. You have this number. I'm like, I can't wait until I can just go wait for an old lady for 2 hours later because, you know what, this is just too convenient with my time. So I'm waiting. Eventually, dude, the 10th AutoZone employee comes walking down, like the movable cart that has all the stairs. I was looking up and the lights are shining like it was like the god of mechanics. Doom, doom. Like Foghorn Leghorn. I'll say, boy, I'll figure it out for you. I'll say, I do. And then he like zips out the retractable. He's like, I'll show you how I was done here. And he's scanning, he's typing the things. He's like, here's what it is. None of you guys even put it where it was supposed to be. He walks in the back and he's calling out numbers. They're like, the number was 31609, and the guy's like, it's 3169. He's like, 3169, and then the other people corrected him. He's like, no, it's 31609. He's like, or however you want to say it. And I was like, no, that's not that way. And he grabs it, lands on the counter, like, sorry that took so long. And I was like, it's okay. But yeah, I wasted a whole afternoon basically in this AutoZone. It was a good hour. Right, a good hour. I sat there across the counter, and there's no chairs, there's no waiting room. All I could do was watch people. But you know what? I appreciate the effort. I really do. At some point, it would have been nice if they said, just come back later. We'll send you an email once we work it out. But it was nice to see a whole football team worth of employees rally behind. Again, this little $9 part. I was more than willing to just be like, look, you lost it. I don't care. I already paid for it. I'll buy a new one just outright right now. But this is, time, dude. Impatience. It's so deeply stored inside, and I didn't have any of it to begin with. So that was basically how my day's gone, man. I got to set way too early. And you know what? I had to pee pretty bad, but that's my fault. Okay, I was proactive. That is on me. All right, they weren't necessarily late. Okay, so I can't really fault them, but that was a waiting moment. And then I went to AutoZone, and then I waited a good bit of time, and then I came back here and I thought, I'm going to do the podcast and just talk about how impatient I am, only to be recruited to wait some more, dude. So if there's a job, right, that includes standing around and just waiting for other people to not do anything, that's the kind of job I would excel at. If there was a job where you could just do nothing but sit around and pretend, I'd be great. But that's the government. Dunk, full circle. Let's go, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. The face of America. What are they really? I feel like the spokesperson of Subway, I'm more interested in who that guy is than whoever's like on the freaking America commercial. This is America. Bald eagles and all. I don't know. I mean, I've only been alive for so long, but I've yet to see anything actually change, like whoever's in it. Even stuff I don't agree with, dude. Like, I don't like the idea of canceling the student loans, okay? But when Biden got in, he's like, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, well, look, if you're going to do it, I might as well profit off this, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think it's good for the economy, okay? I think this might not go so well. But if you're going to do it, I might as well get $10,000 wiped off. Okay, sure, go for it. You know what? I didn't agree with it, but if it's going to benefit me, fine. I'll live within my own circumstances, and I'll find a way to love it. And that doesn't even happen, dude. And I had to jump through a bunch of hoops of constantly filling out the emails just to get it done for nothing to happen. And then they go, well, this team blocked us, and this side blocked us. And I was like, yeah, you guys are not on the same page. Nobody is. Nobody's on the same page. And I think that's the problem with America. Okay? Whoa. Is that poetic? Not really. I said no one's on the same page. I like to just keep on saying stuff, and maybe the end of the sentence has some sort of value. But again, nothing changes unless nothing changes. And that's still not an original line by me, but it still feels powerful. Speaking of impatience, let's keep staying on this topic because I went down to the comedy club the other night just to witness, again, to scope out the scene. And I called and I got a ticket, right? It's cheap. It's $6 or whatever to go and see just the open micers. this has never happened before, but I ordered this ticket, and I'm a good distance away. I'm a good 45 minutes away from this drive, but I feel like I really want to go. I really want to witness, just be in the good vibes of the community and the comedy, and I bought this ticket online, so I might as well go. I might as well make the effort. And other people are like, hey, stay, do this, hang out, we can party, we can watch this, let's, whatever. And I said, no, I must rush to go see live comedy. So I zip all the way over there, only to find out that canceled. No email, no call, no nothing. Tickets, okay, refunded, sure. But you know what would have been nicer than, again, the $6 that was wasted? My time, right? Okay, I drove all the way over there, and I just found a bunch of sad comedians at the bar weeping over their fries because they didn't have enough comedians, I guess, to even put on the show. They're like, it's canceled, so we don't have enough people. There's no point in even doing it. We'll refund the tickets. Like, that's fine, but you know what? Hey, guys, I'm living my life in a limbo of nothing. There's no activity going on. I might as well just sit still and wait for inconvenience to find me. Because I keep trying to chase down different things and make things happen in my life, only to be told, nuh-uh, okay? That's what I hear recently. Like, that's, if there was a sound effect for my life, it's nuh-uh, nice try. So I was pretty bummed about that, and I didn't even get to, mostly because I just wanted to see comedy, but also the drive back home, you're like, well, that was a friggin' waste of time. Boy, I hope when I get to set tomorrow, everyone's going to be there, and I hope AutoZone has my stuff ready on the next day, and I really hope if my dad asks me to wait for somebody, they're not going to lie for 2 hours and say they're right around the corner. That wouldn't happen. But it did, and it did happen. And, yeah, I think that's all my inconveniences. I think those are all my grievances. I was talking to somebody about the podcast actually on set, and she said, what is it about? What is the podcast? Like, what do you do? And I said, it's just a stream of consciousness. And she said, oh, and she made it sound like she was very interested, and then I had to stop that, and I had to back up and go, whoa, it's not, what you think. I'm not dropping knowledge bombs, basically, okay? I just, I go on there, and I don't make a lot of sense, okay? And if you don't make sense, you can't make change. But I was like, I go in there and just complain, really. You know what it is? It's just cathartic. Dictionary check. There's something about getting slapped in the face and being able to tell everybody, hey, I got slapped in the face. Isn't that crazy? That feels a little bit better, and it takes the sting away. Also, again, I shouldn't have to say this, but sometimes when I complain too often and for the whole duration of the podcast, I'm not actually that upset. I'm trying to complain to give myself life. Okay, so to the AutoZone people, I love you. To the old lady, I'm still upset. I'll tell you what I truly am bummed out about. I went golfing with my boys, with my home skillets. Okay, we decided to do an 18-rounder, 18-holer, 18, you know what? A full course. And I had high hopes, I won't lie to you. So sometimes I'm in the zone, sometimes I'm not. And there's few things more embarrassing than failing on your own, and I think that's failing in front of other people that are doing better than you. Yeah? So we're stepping up, and sure, they're not perfect or whatever, but they're hitting a lot of good balls, okay? And they beat me. They did, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm sad to admit it, but not afraid. And I shanked them left and right, into the river, out of the river. I almost hit some people, did hit some people, and it's just hardcore, dude, because it's 4 hours, okay? It's 4 hours of your time. But, it wasn't time. I wasn't waiting on anybody, but I was waiting on my own skill to show up. And it's a hard lesson to learn, that you can't be perfect at everything. And that's something I'm still trying to figure out, because I like to believe that I am. So it didn't work out, guys. And if anybody has any golfing tips for me, please let me know. Maybe it's the impatience, because I get up there, they're all taking practice swings, and they dial it in, like, all right, let me get locked in, do this right and appropriately. And I'm like, I got it. And I Happy Gilmore. And they're like, ouch. I'm like, I didn't want to make anybody wait. So I think at the root of it, I'm a good guy. But at the top of it, right, not at the root of the base, but like, on the real surface, I'm not. I'm causing problems, I think. All right, guys, I think that's everything I really have to talk about, everything I have to complain about. And gosh dang it, dude, I do have No, nay, okay. I have 2 pretty fun stories, all right? Now, I could bring them into here, but I don't know if I have the energy to really deliver what they are. And even if I do tell them, I don't want to accidentally spin them and make it sound like I'm complaining about them because they are pretty interesting. But I will say that when I get to them, and the next one or the next one or the next one after that, or if I forget about it altogether, I'm sorry, but if I do, it will be awesome. Oh my gosh. I don't like that the freaking text is connected to this. It's so loud. Yeah, I will say, dude, either the next, no, I take it back. Sorry. Did you guys get a little hopeful there? You know, like you just start rising out of your seat just a little bit. It's like the kick is up and you're like, it might go. Oh, he didn't kick it yet. So not this one, obviously, because you're watching it here, and not the next one, but the one after that, okay? I'm not going to promise, but I think, therefore I hope, that there will be some tremendous changes coming to the podcast. And I'm talking astronomical. I'm talking astronautical, okay? And that's out of this world. So stick around, stay in tune. I think that's why everything's kind of shuffled around here, because I'm working for the future of the show, and that's a little bit inappropriate of me to be working on the future and not be in the present. And I'm sorry for that. But you know what? We made it through all my complaints, okay? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy who likes to complain. You know what? I just don't like when people are late. You know, just do the thing when you're supposed to do the thing, or tell me to skedaddle, and I'll come back when you do it. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that's been somewhat entertaining. Some people love it. Some people like to watch me fall, okay? And if you do, you probably enjoyed this, because I put on a big show about how everything works out for me, about how everything goes my way. But you know what? If you were hoping and maybe secretly praying that I'd be knocked off my pedestal, congratulations, okay? Because I haven't necessarily lost anything but time. So thanks so much, guys. I still have a blast here with you regardless. I'm not upset. Don't worry about it. Unless you hate me and you want me to be upset, well, maybe a little bit. So, guys, thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode. And then the episode of that, big changes. But what if I'm wrong? That sucks. Guys, I'm rambling because I don't want to say goodbye, and that's not anything. Jeez! Okay, I had to go deal with this person.